There's breaking news we're watching out of the Golan Heights at this hour. The United Nations says that 43 peacekeepers have been detained by militants fighting the Syrian army in that region. The disputed area where the workers are being held borders Lebanon and the southern part of Syria. Their capture took place during a period of increased fighting that began Wednesday between militants and the Syrian armed forces. This is according to a press release issued by the UN. The agency is working to secure the release. Joining us now with more is Robert Riggs, Assistant Professor of Religion and Politics at the University of Bridgeport, and he is joining us from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Thank you very much for being on our program. We've got lots to discuss with you.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with these abductions at the Golan Heights. What do you make of it?
Well, this is not entirely surprising, but a little bit surprising because most of the focus in Syria recently has been on the Islamic State and their activities in the north and west and northeast and even near to Aleppo in Syria. Now we have a different group, it appears, in the south, which we know about them. It's Jabhat al-Nusra and some of their allies, which is Jabhat al-Nusra is the Al-Qaeda affiliate in Syria, not the Islamic State. But for them to capture peacekeepers is a bit surprising. And it also is concerning because it's drawing the conflict that much closer to the border with Israel as well.
Right. And can you expand on that? Because that's what struck me as well, just the proximity, and we're now adding another layer to a very hot area right now.
Yeah, Israel has been conducting airstrikes in parts of Syria, especially in that region, for several years now, periodically, when they felt like the rebels were getting too close to their border, or the Syrian government wasn't able to secure the border as they had in the past. And this was widely decried by the Syrian government, condemning Israel for these attacks on its sovereignty. But now we see that, in effect, they were, I don't want to say they were right, but they were accurate in defending their own border.
And yet we see the United States, President Barack Obama, weighing his options when it comes to airstrikes in Syria with ISIS. If Israel gets drawn into the conflict, how will that play out, do you think? And will we see the same hesitation?
Well, I wouldn't say that Israel ever hesitates when it comes to defending what they consider their national security interests. But in terms of Barack Obama and his decision-making, his Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dempsey, has been hinting that these airstrikes in Syria will start soon, and we know that they're already flying drones over Raqqa and the province that's controlled by the Islamic State. And really, I don't think that Obama has much of a choice at this point. Without any border security between Iraq and Syria, and the fact that the Islamic State now controls those border crossings, they can jump from the Iraqi front to the Syrian front very easily, and we know that they've been moving weapons and supplies across that border easily. So just conducting limited airstrikes in Iraq isn't going to solve the larger problem for the U.S., which is the Islamic State's bases in Syria.
Robert Riggs, I could talk to you all day about this. Thanks so much for being with us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you very much.